Monday. It's Mrs. Kennard here, and I am so excited to be leading this week's elementary powwow. So let's go ahead and get started and stand as we say our pledges. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one and indivisible. Keep standing and sing along with me as we sing our school song. 1, 2, 3. May God bless our school as we march to our tomorrows and stand tall today with love, faith, and hope. We rise to build our nation with wisdom, stature, and favor. May God bless our school today and forever. Oh, I know you guys sounded beautiful. Now we're going to close our eyes and pause for a moment as we honor a moment of silence. For our students in the classroom, after the video, your homeroom teachers will be celebrating with you the birthdays of the week, as well as honoring the star students of the week and drawing names to receive accolades. But for now, let's talk about our character trait of the week. And this week, we will be learning about the word responsibility. What is responsibility? We have a few different ways that we talk about responsibility. There's being responsible, taking responsibility, acting responsibly, and having responsibilities. They're all related to doing the things that we are supposed to do and accepting the positive or negative outcomes of our actions. A quick definition of responsibility is, being responsible means you do the things you are expected to do and accept the consequences or results of your actions. But let's break that down into some more pieces. What is a responsibility? Well, a responsibility is just something that you are supposed to do. For example, your parents expect you to brush your teeth. Brushing your teeth is a responsibility, and it's your responsibility to brush your teeth every day. Another task example is that your teacher expects you to finish your homework on time and do your best job. So it is your responsibility to do your homework. What is a consequence? A consequence is the result or outcome of our actions. A consequence can be positive, which is good, or can be negative, not good. For example, if you are supposed to get your chores done by Sunday at 5 o'clock and you do it, a consequence of those actions might be that you get paid and that your parents are happy with you. In another example, if you leave your bike behind your dad's car and he doesn't see it and runs over it, a consequence of your actions is that your bike is ruined. Why is being responsible important? When we act responsibly or do the things we are responsible for doing, we have a positive consequence. A consequence is just something that is a result of our actions. When you are responsible, you have a positive outcome and get the positive consequence for a job well done. When you are irresponsible, you feel the pain of a negative consequence for a job done poorly or not at all. Being responsible leads to more trust and freedom because people know that they can count on you to do the things that you are expected to do. Being responsible can also be a big part of keeping you safe. Now, we're going to listen to a story about a young boy's early morning job of delivering newspapers to neighboring homes. Today, most of us receive our news by watching the TV or reading the news online, but for years and years, people receive the news by reading it on newspapers. And you're going to see how the boy in this story acts responsibly because each day he rises early in the morning hours along with his dog and hops on his bicycle to deliver newspapers. So let's sit back as we read and listen to The Paperboy by Dave Pilkey, brought to us by Rockin' Read-Alouds.
The mornings of the paperboy are still dark, and they are always cold, even in the summer. And on these cold mornings the paperboy's bed is still warm, and it is always hard to get out, even for his dog. But they do. And softly they step down the quiet hall, past the door where the paperboy's father and mother are sleeping, past the door where his sister is asleep, and down to the kitchen where they eat from their bowls, and out to the garage where they quickly fold their papers, snapping on green rubber bands and placing them in a large red bag. It's hard to ride a bike when you are loaded down with newspapers, but the paperboy has learned how to do this, and he is good at it. The paperboy knows his route by heart, so he doesn't ever think about which house to pedal to. Instead, he is thinking of other things, big things and small things, and sometimes he's thinking about nothing at all. His dog, too, knows this route by heart. He knows which trees are for sniffing. He knows which bird baths are for drinking, which squirrels are for chasing, and which cats are for growling at. All the world is asleep except for the paperboy and his dog, and this is the time when they are the happiest. But little by little, the world around them wakes up. The stars and the moon fade away and the sky becomes orange and pink. And when the paperboy has delivered his last newspaper, he and his dog race home, and this empty red bag flaps behind him in the cold morning air. Soon they are back home. It is still dark inside, but the sounds of the morning are all around. His father and mother are awake and talking softly in their bed, and his sister is downstairs watching Saturday morning cartoons. And back inside his own room, the paperboy pulls down his shade and crawls back into his bed, which is still warm. And while all of the world is waking up, the paperboy is going back to sleep, and his dog is sleeping too. Their work is done. And now is the time for dreaming.